I have this friend who is trying to have a baby. Although trying might not quite be the right word. To begin with, it just meant more sex and counting. Two of life's greatest things. Or as their partner put it, they were no longer trying not to have a baby. Which becomes not wanting to plan anything more than 9 months in advance just in case. Becomes making the most of this Christmas or summer as a two because soon everything's gonna change. Becomes two parallel realities coexisting the moment a period's late. Becomes focusing on doing the things you can no longer do when you do have a baby. Becomes if you do have a baby. Becomes there's always next month. Becomes I guess we'll just have to keep having sex. Becomes feeling guilty about that 1 month they were relieved it hadn't happened. They were just really looking forward to their friend's wedding in September. Becomes you wouldn't want them to be born around Christmas anyway. They just end up getting loads of joint presents. And who wants to have to compete with Jesus for attention? And it is trying. And they are trying. But trying suggests they could be trying harder. Suggests they are not trying hard enough. Suggests they are trying and failing. Some say that it is insane to keep trying the same thing and expect different results, but they honestly don't know what else to do. At some point, trying becomes aching, becomes longing, becomes praying. And in some ways, it is the ultimate act of faith. Maybe hope is the best word. It often is. Because hope still comes with doubt. I'm just hoping that their hope does not run out. You see, my friend is hoping to have a baby. Although have perhaps isn't quite the right word. In German, one of my favorite verbs is machen. It means to carry out, to make, or to do. Because it sounds like make, my German flatmate interchanged the two, leading to glorious turns of phrase such as, will we make party tonight? To which the only acceptable answer is, ja. In English, you take a photo. In German, you make a photo. In English, you go on holiday. In German, you make a holiday. In English, you have indecision. In German, you don't. In English, when you finish work, you clock off or sign out. In German, you Feierabend machen. Literal translation, make party evening. As in you decide when you are ready to transition from work to play. In English, you have fun. In German, you make fun. It is more concerned with creativity than ownership, as I think we all should be. What I'm saying is my friend isn't hoping to take or have a baby, but I really think they'd like to make or machen ein Baby. I have this friend who is hoping to make a baby. Although friends, it tends to not be the right word. More like friends. There's the friend who told me 4 years ago that they thought now might be their time. And they hadn't mentioned it since, so I figured maybe they'd just changed their mind. The friend whose partner isn't against it, but wants to wait before thinking of kids, and yet her body is different to his, so she is not sure she can live with that risk. The friend who takes folic acid tablets every day to help prep for her bones to be strong. But when you've been trying to be strong for 2 years, you can only hold these things lightly for so long. The friend who would be such a brilliant mum, according to everybody that she knows. She just thought that she might have a partner by now and doesn't want to do this alone. Or the friends who both wanted kids for a while and both committed to try IVF, but had to spend £25,000 privately before they could apply to the NHS because they are both women. And that is the only way to prove that they are trying. But they are all trying and aching and longing and praying. I have these friends who are hoping to make a baby. Although baby maybe isn't the right word. Because of course babies are cute in the way that kittens are cute. In the way that miniature bottles of shampoo are cute. But most of my friends that do have babies are exhausted. And having friends that do have babies is ideal because you get to have a cuddle and then give them back. Without the paralyzing fear of them discovering new ways to die. Or the fact that the only way they know how to communicate is to cry. And they have learned to scream at a specific pitch that cuts through to your soul. And all you have learned is a growing list of things that you cannot control. And I get that it must come with waves of unconditional love, but it just seems relentless. And anyway, surely the best bit's the next bit. Because you are not just making a baby, but a child. And they have not only learnt to walk and talk, but to run down the street chanting your name. And when you do anything they think is funny, they will ask you to do it again and again, forever. And in any given situation, they would rather play than chat. And I'll be honest, I am 31 and I still feel like that. And they are at that age, they do not have fun, they make fun. Then I assume you muddle through the teenage years. Until one day they are not just a child anymore. They will tell you that they want to be a doctor so they can help people. And you will say that that sounds like a good idea. Until a few years later they will tell you they have changed their minds. So they want to switch from medicine to maths so they have more time to write poems. And you'll say, yeah, that actually sounds a lot better. And way more useful to society as a whole. And while you cannot possibly know how it turns out, you will still be there when they cry. And it will still cut through to your soul. And you will have added to your list 1,000 times over of things you cannot control. And there will come a time where they no longer go wherever you go. But you will know so long as you can watch them grow, you will still grow. And when they value creativity over ownership, or maybe run a marathon every now and then, you will know that some of that is down to you, and you will make sure they know that you are so proud of them. Because you're not just making a baby or a child, but a life. I have these friends who are hoping to make a life. So am I. Which at this point may not come as a surprise. I guess a giveaway was mentioning sex and counting in the same sentence. And yet, out of all of the friends that I mentioned, almost all talked about it in passing, and only one of those friends is a guy. And I've messaged about it since asking, and for whatever reason he doesn't reply, but I am trying to talk about it. And I am trying to hold it lightly. And I am trying to not get my hopes up. But I like getting my hopes up. When I hear somebody say that they're expecting a baby, or as that is what I have been doing for years now. And when friends do announce they are pregnant, I am genuinely thrilled for them. Except for the one couple who joked it was an accident, because they weren't really trying, when so many of us are trying. And I secretly hope their baby is born with weirdly big hands or something. But then I meet them, and they are perfect. And I guess that's okay too. And I'm so grateful to the friends who knew what we were going through, and so were sensitive to us in sharing their incredible news. Especially the friend who 4 years ago said he thought now was his time, because now is his time. Even if it means that when I message, he's too busy to reply. But the best is the friend with the 1-year-old, who she obviously loves to bits. And yet she says she cannot help wondering what her life would be like without kids. How it must be nice. And it is. Grace says the hardest part is the not knowing. Being stuck in the in-between of now and might never come to be. But I know that right here, right now, my life does not feel incomplete. And whichever reality that we end up in, I am so grateful that Grace is with me. And I still think I'd be a good dad. But I guess it's hard to know. I've just had a head start on my list of things that I cannot control, and while I cannot possibly know how it turns out, I have these friends, and I have hope, and I am already making a life. Or at least, I am trying.